Dear students, welcome to Lazarski Talks. It's Monday, 6 p.m., so we're here for you and you're here for us. Today, unfortunately, we're having the last episode of this academic year, so we were sure that we have to do something thrilling for you. That is why we're having a very special guest today, and we know that we're going to have a very exciting episode together with you. Thank you very much, my dear colleague, for being with me today. Darina is hosting the Lazarski Talks here with me.
Always a pleasure to be with you here.
I'm gonna miss you during holidays.
Me too.
Yeah, but I'm sure that we're gonna be back in the next academic year with new guests, new topics, and new hosts probably. But I'm not giving up on you, and you're not giving up on me.
You never know.
So, let us start from the technical stuff that we say all the time. First of all, we all are corona-free. That is why we're sitting without masks. Second of all, guys, if you want to ask questions, please text us on the Microsoft Teams or in the Instagram Live. Turn off your Microsoft microphone so we don't have any technical problems.
Also, we are reminding you that the best question, the person who will write the best question will receive a small present from Lazarski University. So you stay motivated and think of really good questions.
And I guess today we're going to have a lot of interesting questions because the guest that we have today, by the way, we're very honored and happy that we made it and that our guests accepted our invitation. Today, on our 14th episode of Lazarski Talks, we're hosting the Dean of the Faculty of Economics and Management, Dr. Dahl.
Welcome, students. One thing that I would like to tell: the only one honored person in this room is me today. So I'm very pleased to be the guest of the last episode of Lazarski Talks during this academic year. Thank you very much for your invitation.
Thank you very much. By the way, there is one more thing that I want to add. Shout outs to Dr. Dahl because he was one of the people who supported us in the idea of Lazarski Talks. So we're here basically because of you as well. So I'm sure that we're going to have a great talk today. So prepare your questions. So shall we start?
Yes, let's start from the academic stuff and specifically your teaching methods. Could you tell us a little bit more about this, how you're approaching your students, how you're delivering the material, and how they are reacting to this?
Okay, so I think the best thing is to ask students how they are reacting, yes, but about my teaching methods, I think I have only one teaching method. It's creation a good relation between two people, between different people, between the side who is delivering some knowledge, information, and skills, and the people who are just wanted to get this. Yes, so I think if we are talking about teaching methods, it's the crucial point in every educational process because. Without a good relation, we cannot do anything, in my opinion. So I think this is it. Yes.
How do you think? Do students appreciate this approach to them?
I don't like to tell how people are reacting on what I am doing, yes, but if we are talking, for example, about different evaluations that we had, I think some of them, yes, they're appreciating it because I think in general it's not so obvious, and a lot of teachers there might be maybe stressed during the classes, or they are trying to have this distance between student and the staff. I think it's not the right way. Yes, it's should be the opposite. Yes, parentship in the relation between students and teachers are the most important, the value that we can achieve, yes, during the class. So I think some of them for sure they're appreciating it.
Well,
yes.
For those who do appreciate it, good for you, and I think for those who do not yet, they need just some time to understand it.
Process, right.
Yes.
So let us move to another question that I am personally very interested in as well. Online challenges. We unfortunately all have been switched to the online system, or fortunately for some people. So we would like to ask you about the online challenges. What was the hardest and how was it like in general from the perspective, because we already know how it was like from the perspective of the student, of the worker, but how does it feel like from the perspective of the dean of the faculty?
Oh yes, it was really a huge challenge because we have to imagine, yes, we have suddenly technology, something is changing very fast, yes, and we need to switch from traditional teaching to this online one, yes. Students are more common with different methods, especially online methods, which is not always the fact when we are talking about teachers. Yes, we need to keep in mind that some of them are elder, some they are used for many years to teach in a traditional way. And then we have a totally new reality, yes, switch to online classes. And I think first of all, the biggest challenge was to achieve the goal, the continuity of teaching, yes, which in my opinion was quite well done, yes, because we need only a few days just to adapt to this reality. First of all, thanks to using different methods and also different tools, yes, what we have at the beginning of our new pandemic situation. But I think especially this was this quite important approach, because we are decided as the faculty, as also as a member of the Faculty of Economics and Management, just to give freedom to our teachers to use any methods, because the contact and the relation between students, with what I was talking about before, was the most important goal that we had in March 2020, yes, almost 1 year ago.
Okay, I have a question from myself. All of us are hoping that we will go back to normal and we will start having classes offline. But how do you think? Maybe it's worthy to keep some aspects of the teaching process online? Just some aspects?
Yes, I think after 1 year of over 1 year of online teaching, we can say all above that it is worth to keep some aspects, yes, but traditional teaching is, I think, it will be the best way of teaching besides any online tools. But for example, the most value of online teaching, what I can see in my opinion, is just to have this constant contact with people. For example, as a consultation or office hours, yes, that we can quite fast react to student, not to wait for online classes, yes, maybe 1 per week or twice per week, yes. We can use Teams very fast just to answer to our students, yes, or some seminars. When I think about BA thesis or MA thesis seminar, it's sometimes much better to have contact with students via different online tools, yes, because it's more specified, yes, to the students, yes, and to the topic they are working on, yes. So for these cases, for sure, but I think the traditional classes like workshops, exercises, yes, even lectures are much better through the reaction and interaction that we have with people.
I think most of students will agree, and they are craving for these offline classes, because I've been talking to a lot of them. They're really waiting for
Actually,
this.
at the same time, I have the question from my side. Do you think that some students, after experiencing this year of online classes, will not be that happy to be back to the university, because they will not be able to have classes from the bed?
Yes, I think it is the next huge challenge that we will have, because not always students, just in general, if we are thinking about students, pupils at schools and so on, some of them, they have some social problems right now just to get back to this traditional reality. And I'm more than sure that we will also have these cases at our faculty, at our university, and we need just to handle somehow with this aspect. We have already some ideas how to change the situation to integrate more students at the campus, not online but here at our university, and I think we need just to wait until October, yes, and then some nice activities will be organized at our university, just to help to switch from online to the traditional
that
module.
Was an intrigue.
Yes.
We will be waiting for that as well. I see that we have some questions already from our students. I think the question from Bikir was answered more or less,
Yeah.
I would switch to Mr. Dipanshu, who is watching us.
We have a question from Mr. Dipanshu, who is saying, Mr. Dahl, you are an inspiration for students as well your colleagues. My question is about Polish Grand Prix diploma. Can you please tell more about it?
Polish Grand Prix diploma, what is it?
I actually hear it for the first time myself. So, Dipanshu, dear colleague, please explain yourself. What does it mean?
Would be very nice just to know what is the Polish Grand Prix diploma. Yes?
So probably we would like to know about it ourselves. At the same time, Bekir, just to read this, he asked, has COVID in any way benefited the educational system? Maybe some changes will be done in the future. So do you personally see any good points?
For sure, I think every crisis and every bad situation has his advantages. As well as COVID. Yes, for example, this kind of flexibility that we were talking about it. Yes, that we don't need to wait to meet a student for 1 week. Yes, at a certain point, at a certain time, in a certain room, but just to react very fast because of some questions that she or he has, or in case of emergency. So I think this is one of the biggest advantages of COVID situation, because we doesn't have it. Yes, in the past. The next positive side I can see during the COVID situation is that we were teaching different information technologies, yes, and different tools, and suddenly everybody of us know how to use Microsoft Teams, Zoom, and several different tools. And all above, I think, not maybe so strongly connected with teaching, but with life in general. Yes, just to appreciate the freedom that we have, to be free just to move from one place to another. To meet friends at restaurants, at the bar, in the park, and so on. It was obvious over 1 year ago. It's not obvious right now. Yes, so I think this all things that give us pleasure, happiness, yes, and luck, we can appreciate much more thanks to COVID than without it. So I think it has a lot of positive sides. Yes.
I would say this is a philosophical approach.
Yeah.
To this question.
So. Third or fourth?
Well, let's move to your question about this lecturer-student relationship.
I guess this is the perfect question for you, because I personally know, because certainly if someone just didn't know, this is my boss and I'm interviewing my boss today. So, lecturer-student relationships, you have your own opinion on that, and considering your experience in seeing the educational systems in different countries, different cultures, and different educational systems, what is your philosophy and what should be improved in general, not only in Poland, not only in this university, but in general?
I will go back to this sentence that I said at the beginning, more or less. I think the relation between two people, yes, based on a partnership, on a trust, yes, is the most important thing and value in the teaching process. All beside that we have teaching methods or I don't know, more or less the distance, because it's also very strong connected with the culture. When I'm in Morocco, for example, there's a huge distance between professors and students. But this perspective to believe in students, yes, in his opportunities, in his dreams, and so on, is I think which makes the teacher a good teacher and the students a good students. Yes, and it's not only a philosophy. I think it's at the moment improved by different scientific researchers. Yes, and we should concentrate on that. Yes, not to complain about the students that they are bad or that they are not learning enough and so on. They're all stuff that we are hearing from the beginning as a small children, going to kindergarten, to primary school, high school, and so on. I think good teaching starts in changing our thinking about other person. Yes, and I think this is what makes a good relation between student and the teacher. Yes.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So, let us switch to this one, because I guess we have the answer to the Grand Prix Polish Grand Prix diploma from Dipanczu.
Okay, so apparently Mr. Dipanczu was talking about the first gold medal in Brazilian
Jiu
Jiu-Jitsu
Okay.
sport that you participated in March.
In March, yes. So
He knows a lot about you.
I don't know why, but
following the
he's
news.
following the news. Yes, maybe because of Instagram or Facebook or different social media. So it's not secret. Yes, but yes, it's my first golden medal that I achieved in the age of over 40 years old. Yes, I am now over 40. One of my biggest hobby that I already have, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, that I started to train 2 years ago, which was very hard because if you are starting to train sports when you are quite an old guy and a man, yes, it's not so easy when we are starting different sports in the age of, I don't know, 10, 15 or 20. But I think it's also a great thing, just to show to people it's never too late to start different things. It's never too late to start a sport, to learn, I don't know, foreign languages and so on. And Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu show me that, yes, that you can achieve even a goals, you can even win a championship, yes. Even it was hard at the beginning, yes. I am preparing right now for my next championship, yes. So yes, this is more or less the story behind.
Well,
this,
honestly,
yes.
this is a quite rapid success. 2 years for a sport, it's actually really fast. Okay, how did you get this idea to start? You said that you started 2 years ago. When this idea came?
Okay, it started exactly 3 years ago, yes,
Okay.
with of my new position as a dean of the Faculty of Economics and Management.
Quite nice
yes.
correlation.
Inspiration,
Yes,
okay.
yes, it was not the inspiration, yes, but after 1 year of hard working here, yes, and becoming 10 kilograms more, yes, of weight. That was quite difficult just to pick up something from the floor for me. I had the choice, yes, and it was always not enough time to go to the gym, yes, or to train as a sport. I said, Martin, you have the choice, yes. You will do this way for the next 2 years or 3 years, yes, and probably you won't end with a heart attack, yes, because heart attacks are most dangerous in people in my age, so after 40, or you'll start to do something with that, yes. And it was painful at the beginning, and it was quite hard, yes, but it makes me a lot of fun, yes, and a lot of pleasure. And then after 1.5 years, more or less, after this period of time, there came the first results, yes, and I cannot imagine a week without doing the sports 3-4 times per week. With one expectation, I'm not today doing my training. I'm
I
here,
wanted
right?
to say that. I wanted to say that
Thank
we're
you so
super,
much.
super honored
Whoa,
because
whoa.
it was supposed to be a Jiu-Jitsu workshop. So don't mess up with our dean because he knows Jiu-Jitsu.
And you're saying that you are preparing for the next championship. Did your training routine change right now? Or you are training more often, or you're just keeping the same?
Usually I'm keeping
Track.
the same, yes, but of course more or less 1.5 month before we are starting just first of all you are looking on your weight, yes, are you in your category or not, yes, do you need to reduce your weight or not, and then you are focusing on some strategy, yes, how do you want to start your championship, yes, what kind of strategy you would like to use to during the fight, yes, and you are trying different scenarios, yes, of this moment, and this is more or less this is it, yes, and of course 1 month before championship, it's not 3-4 times but 4 times per week, yes. More I think is not useful, and it's not good in because the process of regeneration is as well, so also very important, like the time, like the preparation, yes. So more or less this is the philosophy behind, yes, preparation.
So when is the next championship, so all the students know
At
when
the
to keep
beginning
fingers?
of July, yes. So
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. But how was like when everything was closed?
how was it? Yes, it was quite difficult because they postponed the championships from 1 month to another. but the last one was in March, as you mentioned before, and of course you need to the temperature was checked. We don't needed to have a COVID test and so on. It was closed championship for the auditory, so nobody could get in, yes, into this room, yes. So it was organized in a different way, yes, but it was still possible to organize that, and nobody was infected, yes, or something like that. Everything was fine, yes. So.
Right, everything was safe.
So, should we read the question from the audience?
Yes, sure. Which one?
I guess this one first.
Okay, question from our first year student, Nikita Fedorenko. How did you come to the position of the dean, and what are the aspects which you like the most in your job?
Oh, how I came to this position, yes. So, first of all, my adventure with Lazarski University started almost 25 years ago, yes. So I came here in 1998 as a student.
It's the year when we were born.
Yes, so something happens, yes. Then I stayed at Lazarski University. We're doing different things, not only working at the university, but also in a public relation agency, also as a family therapist, because I have finished not only economics, but also psychology. And I don't know. It was 3 years ago. The president of the university, Mr. Male, invited me for a meeting. Yes, and then I get this proposal. Yes, so first of all, I was very surprised. I didn't expect that. Yes, and then I said, oh, why not? Let's just try. Yes, and I also have to change a little bit my plans. Yes, that's at the time. Yes, and this is more or less the story behind. And what I like most, I think, to change different things, yes, to improve different things, to work together with people, because I think the biggest value that we have achieved during the last 2 or almost 3 years is that, and I hope it's so. I don't know how students are thinking about it, yes, but the people are coming to the dean's office, yes. Maybe they have this distance because they are entering a dean's office, yes, but it takes not more than 1 minute, yes, and I think they can feel comfortable and to meet first of all people and not the dean or vice deans or whatever, yes, and I think this is the greatest achievement, because in my opinion it's not the standard, yes, in not in Poland and not in many countries. I am not the king of the faculty. I'm first of all Martin Dahl, yes, and this is the level that I want to have, yes. It's not easy every day and every time, yes, but this is the goal, yes, which we are working every day, also with Anastasia, yes, as a faculty member, yes.
Yes, I can 100% agree on everything, proof everything. But I want to switch to the question which is very correlated with this one and ask you the following. When and how have you picked this sphere as economics and management? Because a lot of people are having hard time choosing the right faculty for them during the university time. So was it the faculty where you graduated from, or how
yes,
was it
was
like?
the faculty that I'm graduated from, yes, but I think we shouldn't think about it, yes, because when I think about my career as a young guy, yes, it has changed a lot, yes, and went in a different direction. The first, I would say, professional experience was connected not with education, teaching, or being academic teacher. It was connected with my military service, yes, for example. After military service, I decided just to start my studies. I don't know, I didn't know at that time what I want to study, yes, so I said, okay, maybe try with economics, yes, it's so popular. Then after 2 years of studying, I was thinking it's maybe not this way, yes, that you would like to follow, Martin, yes. So I started my psychology studies, yes, after two of years studying economics. Then I have this dilemma: should you go in this more economic way, or the psychological one? So I were doing both of them. Yes, I started the university because thanks to that I could work as a family therapist. Yes, then come the idea of doing PhD. Yes, so I switched to political science. Yes, and I can say that after more or less 15 years of struggling, I make the decisions, or maybe not making decision, because I was making decision every day and every week and every month, yes. But then come this idea or this thought, Martin, you are in the right place, yes. And then I could observe the integration of these spheres, yes, spheres, because you can pick up something useful from your military service, as well as working with people with disabilities, as a teacher, as a public relations specialist with a short experience, and so on. And all this experience I use in my current work, yes. So I think do what you feel to do, yes. Don't think too much about if you would like to change something, yes. Just make the experience so much it's possible and worth to do, yes. And I think this is the best way, yes, just to follow, yes. Sooner or later the effects will come, yes, and so on. And then you are switching in the age of 41 to Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, yes, and continue this experience.
Well, I think we will switch to the next question, which is fifth. Would you read that?
Yes, sure. You mentioned Anastasia as a member of your team you're working with. And the next question is related to your team and the motivation of them during these hard times of changes of pandemic, switching to online mode. Have you noticed some decrease of the motivation, or it was vice versa? They were really interested to try something new. How was it?
I would say if we are able just to create a good team of people, every crisis is a great opportunity just to check do we have a team or not, yes, because crises are something special, yes. If you don't have a team, you can observe the decrease of motivation, yes, people are blocking different decisions and so on. It was not the case at our, I think, whole university, yes. I cannot talk for the Faculty of Medicine or Law Administration, yes, but at the Department of or Faculty of Economics and Management, all staff, not only the administrative one, but also teachers and as well as students, yes, they were very tolerant, yes, because we were experimenting with different methods, tools, and so on and so on. So if I could talk for hours, I think, about this situation, yes, but we cannot talk about decrease of motivation. It was a huge increase of motivation, yes, just to go through this COVID crisis, yes, and to do our best, yes, in this strange situation, yes.
Okay,
Okay,
that's great.
This question just came to me, actually, pop up in my head a couple of minutes ago. So, and it's very correlated to the thing that we're talking about right now. How do you think interest and looking for the value for yourself or passion, what wins?
Once again, because I need
Okay.
to think.
So, interest and looking for advantages for yourself, so for the value that you can take for it, or just the passion and approach for that. So even if I don't get anything from this, I'm still gonna do that.
As a motivation driver, or
yeah.
yes, I would say 100% passion. Follow your interests is not the right way. Yes, I think it's another long story, yes, behind, because I think more or less we need both of them, yes, but because passion is coming from our heart, and it gives us the impulse to do what we want to do, what we have to do, but the interest is more connected with our I would say with our mind, yes. So we need it also more or less to achieve this this way, yes. And I think a good combination of both of them is maybe the best way, yes. With a little bit with a focus of passion, yes, because at the end is your satisfaction, is feeling good at a certain point, yes, and this is, I think, the most important value in our lives.
I actually came up with this question because I saw it a lot of times, how Dr. Dahl is finishing the work at 9 p.m., at 8 p.m., or even at 10 p.m. at the university. And I guess the only thing that drives you at this moment is your passion, because It's just something that is a little bit more important than the position or anything. And I guess that this is a huge motivation for your employees that are working in your team.
And students as well. I'm
And
sure.
students as well,
So
certainly.
if Anastasia could see me at 9 p.m. or 10 p.m., so she was even longer than I, yes. So
Well, that's true, but you know, passion is what drives me as well. One of the reasons is because we're working in a team with people who are driven by the motivation and the passion, and I guess this is amazing. So we have a question here.
We have a question from Pratik, who won a couple of times the prize for the best
Yeah.
question. I think this is kind of also a little bit philosophical. Oh, I'm sorry,
Okay,
because
yeah.
Anas is also texting. What occupies your sphere of meaning besides being the dean of your wonderful of our wonderful university? I think I'm confused with this
I
question.
think what occupies your sphere of meaning? Pratik, can we kindly ask you to a little bit rephrase your question, because I think we're a little bit lost with that.
And while he is doing that, we are switching to the comment of Anas, our lawyer viewer.
Yes.
Please.
I think following our interests will lead us nowhere. Instead, it's better to work on what gives you benefits, either mentally or physically, with passion, of course. Without it, I think we're just wasting our time. Anas, you're, as always, the most active student, the most active viewer of Lazarski Talks, and I guess we all agree with this
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
comment. So, while Pratik is working on the question, I guess we're going to move to your passion besides being dean. So basically, other passions.
Other parts. So okay, about one of them I already told. Yes, so was the question of the Pantru. Yes, who asked about it, and I told something about. But I have, of course, some other passions. I think there are two which are quite important for me. One of them is discovering different cultures, yes, traveling, yes, and to meet people, but not as a tourist, yes. I don't like to be a tourist. I prefer to do things with people, yes, to cooperate with them. So I looking for occasions just to be in different countries, yes, and do with people from those countries different things. And the next one is, of course, my dog, which I'm trying to train, yes, and to learn her how to behave, yes, going outside, yes, because not only because she's my dog, yes, I think we can learn a lot about life, how to be a human beings, especially from dogs and from animals, yes. How they doesn't judge us, yes, how they are reacting on us when we are coming back homes. I think those animals are something special, yes, and I really appreciate to have this experience, yes. So my
We
dog is
have
also
lovers at this faculty, lovers of dogs, because we remember Dr. Beck, who is super passionate about his dog. And as far as I remember, you have a huge dog as well. I mean, it's not the
That's
size
true,
of
yes.
dogs.
No.
And what's her name?
Aza.
Okay, so shout outs to Aza and hi to Aza. Okay.
I would like to ask more question about this traveling. Have you traveled a lot? More or less, how many countries did you go to?
I don't know if it's a lot. Yes, I know people that have it's around 40 countries. Yes, that have visited already.
I guess we can consider it to be a lot.
Yes,
Which is not
absolutely.
so, I think, difficult when you are living in Europe. Yes, going to neighbor countries, you have a lot of them. Yes, already. But yes, I'm traveling mostly in Europe. Sometimes a little bit outside. Yes, but it will be around. I think around 40. Yes.
What is your top 3 countries? you
Top 3?
visited?
It's hard to say, yes, because every country has something special in it. But I like, for example, Morocco very much. Yes, it's the country which shows me different way of being. It's a different culture from my perspective. And we need to learn about ourselves from each other, yes, because it's quite easy to meet people from culture like German, Poland, Ukraine. Yes, we are quite similar to each other. It's maybe maybe not difficult, yes, but different, yes, just to meet people from different cultures. But I think what I said before, I try to learn from every situation and from every visit that or every travel that I'm organizing. And this is the greatest value, yes, of them. But I cannot answer the three best countries. I think it's not.
Okay. Okay.
Anyways, you said Morocco, and we have I actually thought that he's from Morocco, but I just wasn't sure. So our top active student, Anas, is saying, "Sir, you're so and always welcome to Morocco."
Thank you very much. Yes, every Moroccan says because they are very polite. Yes, that I'm always welcome in Morocco. Yes, and I'm waiting for this moment. Yes, to come back to Morocco. I will be there, I think, as soon as possible.
Yeah, and actually, Pratik says also to India after the pandemic. So you have a lot of invitations from all our students from all over the world.
Yes.
Coming back, because I want to ask this question, because a lot of students, I know that they have this question coming back to countries, cultures, and everything. Your name doesn't sound Polish.
Yes, it doesn't sound Polish. I'm not from Poland. I was born in Germany, came to Poland when I was more or less 6 years old, so all schools I attended here in Poland, but also my name is not exactly German, yes, it's more Nordic one, yes, so if you are going more to the north of Europe, Sweden, Norway, for example, yes, there are a lot of Dahls, it's like Kowalski in Poland or Novak, or I don't know, Novak in Czech Republic, for example, yes, Smith in the United States or England, yes, so this is more or less the story behind, yes.
Okay, can you tell us the longest word in German language?
Oh no, there are some long words in German, yes, but
But you speak German fluently?
yes.
Nice. Can you say something in German?
Guten Abend,
Sounds
liebe
like
Studenten.
sounds like we're having Eurovision here.
I was learning German in my high school, and I remember one of the longest words I ever remembered in my brain, and it was die Geschwindigkeitsbeschränkung. It's the speed limit.
This is speed limit.
Oh,
That's the
Jesus
only thing I
Christ.
remember.
There's a longer word, yes, but you have to count it because the German language has different structures, yes, and sometimes you are putting together
Different
words, yes, which is in Polish, for example, a whole sentence, yes, and in German it's one word, yes, so it can have, I don't know, 50 or even more, yes, letters, yes. So
Yeah, I've been studying this
how it's
language too,
working,
but
yes.
it's sometimes super hard to even read because of this combining of a lot of words together. Nice. Okay, we have a question from our student from
Aviation.
from
From-
United States of America, and he is asking. You mentioned that you love experiencing other cultures. Is there any practices of other cultures that you use in your daily life?
Oh, is there any other cultures?
Meditation, yoga,
meditation?
whatever.
Not really, yes. I think, to be honest, I'm not thinking about it, yes, because I think it's our lives are in general looking for different behaviors or different activities that you just like it, yes. Now, for example, I can take the way how to organize different things from the German culture, yes, because German are good at that. East European nations like Polish people, Ukrainians, Russians, and so on, they are very emotional, for example, yes. And I think it's worth to take this emotionality, yes, to your life, yes. To do things with friends and family, I learned from Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, for example, yes, because it's in Brazil, it's a sport done by almost everyone, yes, and sports is a way to integrate people, yes, to know yourself. I think it's a great opportunity. The way to have a rest, yes, drink a cup of tea, or better said, a cup of yes, not coffee, but tea. I learned in Morocco, yes. slow down. Yes, now it's time for your tea. Yes, so I think I have to think about which comes from which culture. Yes, because what is my personal goal? Yes, is just go away from different culture. Yes, and to create more or less a global personality. Yes, and just to pick up what is makes sense for you. Yes, from different cultures, not only from your own. Yes.
Okay, Anas is saying exactly, so he knows what cup of tea we're talking about. Also, we have a question from Pratik. Sir, do you work out? I guess you just missed the very beginning, and actually the Dean of the Faculty of Economics and Management won the Polish Grand Prix diploma for the Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. So yes, I guess we have the answer for that. Okay, and we have the question from Nikita again. Darina?
You said that you love to experience new countries with the citizens. How do you usually find someone who can help you before the trip and during the trip? Do you have some life hacks, or is it always different way?
It's always different way. I think it depends. For example, when I went for the first time as a tourist, it was I think 2006 or 7, to visit Morocco. I fall in love in this country. Yes. Then I have a long break of more than 11 years when I was always thinking, and what my dream was just to come back to Morocco as a lecturer. Yes, but I couldn't speak French at the time. Or English also was not my favorite language, and so on. But I was thinking about this goal, yes, and then I started a cooperation with one of the universities in Barcelona, in Spain, and they asked me, yes, Martin, you are participating in such a conference in Marrakesh, would you like to go with us, yes? And then started all this experience and this advantage with Morocco, yes. I went to a conference, met a lot of people there, yes. Then I come back with some classes, yes. 1 year later, took part in another conference, yes. And it's how it's working. And then when I visit also Morocco as a private person, because I'm always welcome in this country, yes, as we read a few minutes ago. So this is how it's going, yes. Mostly it started with because of my job, yes. One of our aims and goals is also to improve our internationality at our department. We have a lot of international students, yes, and you are going there, yes, and you are meet some people, make some friendships, yes, and how it's working, yes, more or less, yes. And in the end, you can go as a tourist, yes, just to visit the place, yes. But I think it's much more difficult, yes, just to go to this level, yes, of being in a different country, yes, and doing different things with people, yes. So
yeah, we actually have a question and a comment regarding this thing.
I think Anas is so excited
Yes.
about this episode. This is his favorite one. What's the thing you like the most in Morocco, or maybe things, because it's hard to like only one thing in Morocco, he says.
Because he's from Morocco, certainly.
What is I think first of all, this kind of easygoing life, yes, to have time for your friends, for your family. This is one thing, yes, the most important. I think the next one was how Moroccans, it also impressed me very much, yes. I remember it was 3 years ago, I was talking with one of the students from Morocco. Perfect English, probably I assume perfect French and perfect Arabic, yes, so you can imagine you can communicate in 60-70% of the places in this world. A guy in the age of more or less 22 years old, and he asked me, Mr. Dahl, yes, what kind of, what next language, foreign language I should learn, yes, because I have this feeling not knowing enough foreign languages, yes. And we started just to talk, yes, and I said, no, just me sum up very briefly, yes, English, French, and Arabic, yes. I don't know what kind of answer, what I should answer to you, yes. So this kind of ambitions, yes, connected with this distance to different things, yes. and all above, I think this perspective, inshallah, yes. So they are very strongly believing in God, yes, and of course you can believe in this or another God, yes. But this perspective, not everything is dependent on me, yes, which is so popular in our Western culture, yes. I want something to do, I will do this, yes. It's not always always the case, yes. I think this is the most, I think, impressive values that Moroccans has, yes. And
Thank you. And we have another comment. Sir, next trip we'll go together and I'll show you other places that maybe you still haven't visited yet.
okay.
So, this is what we call International University Lazarski. So, eighth question. How do you think? Should we ask this? By the way, guys, we have 15 minutes left, so don't miss your chance and ask questions.
Let's do this. Let's go for it. If you entered university right now, what faculty would you choose?
I think
Something
the
which you
same
didn't
one.
try.
No,
The
no,
same?
no. I think very strongly believe in that. All of us we are doing the right decision at the right time. Yes. So every decision that we make, every experience that we make, it has its sense. Yes, and that's why I'm not thinking about what I would do if. Yes, I think it's a wrong question. So if I choose many years ago the Faculty of Economics and Management, which was called at that time the Faculty of Gospodarka Światowa, Global Economy and Foreign Trade, more or less, but it was more or less the same. I will choose it once again, yes, because it was the right way for me. The same like choosing the Faculty of Psychology at another university and many other decisions. Yes, because I'm happy where I am right now. Yes, and I think this is a process. Yes, so.
I think that's a perfect answer. And we have a student who just stole my question that I was just about to ask. Anyways, would you read this, please?
Sure. What is the best advice could you give to future students of our university?
The best advice. I hate to give advices.
I knew. I don't know why, but I knew that you're gonna answer this.
I can also explain why, yes, because when I was a young guy, my father, who has a lot of experience, professional career, and I always ask him, Dad, please give me some advice. Yes, you have such a successful life. Yes, and I don't know what to do. Yes, and what I have to choose, and so on and so on. And I was struggling, as I was mentioned before, for many years. Yes, and I think this is the wiseness of my father. Yes, because he never told me any advice. Yes. And this is, I think, the best advice. Yes, just follow, make your experience, make your own mistakes. Yes, on these mistakes and experience, try to make the next decision. Yes, because it's your life. Yes, and I think nobody will have this life. Yes, besides of you. Yes, so I know it's not easy. I know it's difficult. Yes, sometimes for many years. Yes, but I think it's the best advice. Yes, just to follow your ideas, just to follow maybe your passion. Yes, maybe it's not this what you want to do for your rest of your life. Yes, but who tells? Yes, you can change every time and every way what you are doing. Yes, and I think this is this advice that I can tell you. Yes.
Okay, I have another question. How do you think what is better or what is closer to you in this case, because you're not answering it straight away? Is it better when you are a student? Is it better to concentrate just on studies, exams, books and everything? Or it's worth participating in different students' activities of different meanings?
For sure, everything which gives us more experience is, in my opinion, better for us. Yes, so only learning is only a small amount of this whole process of studying. Yes, studying is not the same like learning. Yes, I think, and this is what you mentioned right now. Different activities, social activities, yes, are the same, and sometimes may be much more important than this only the process of achieving some knowledge, yes, or some skills. Yes, so definitely different activities. Yes.
Okay, we have another question.
Mr. Dipanshu is
He's killing.
he's killing today. Question out of the
The
box.
punch
as
who I
he
think
says.
won the prize.
Yes, the
Yes.
155th prize that he won from this university. He is never stopping. He wants to open.
Never stops, goes for more. So he's asking, what one value except loyalty can we learn from dogs?
What beside
Mhm.
loyalty can learn from dogs? I think to live in the moment, yes, because dog is happy. It's not thinking too much like human beings, yes, about the past, about the future, yes. Dogs are living in the present time, yes, and I think besides loyalty is the next greatest thing, which also people with a long experience, maybe in meditation, achieve this goals. Dogs have it from the beginning, yes, of their lives, yes. So I think we as a human beings, we need to learn it, yes, and dogs just have it, yes, and
Living the moment.
living for the moment, yes.
Okay, so we have 10 minutes to go, and soon will be the time for choosing the best present. I have a question. Do you think that it's better or useful from different perspective for candidates who are right now finishing the schools in different countries, study in English or in Polish?
I would say. Are you asking for recommendation or?
No, it's just comparing the fact that I, for example, I speak perfect Polish and perfect English.
I think the solution just every solution that improve your any language, not only English, yes, foreign language. Makes sense. So if you are good in English, maybe I would choose to study in Polish, yes, because when I'm thinking about what happened in the future, yes, and have sometimes some ideas, I think one of the most important skills for us are foreign languages, yes, because it's not only about communication. It's also to learning about the culture. You can learn much better the culture if you know the language of the culture, yes, of people who are using it. So I don't know. No, English makes sense because it's a world language, yes, and everybody is talking English. So I think it makes sense to study in English, yes. But for those who are already know this language, I would just study in Polish, yes.
Okay.
What about your language set? What do you know? Like, which languages do you speak?
Polish, German, and English, yes. Trying to learn a little bit Spanish, yes, but it's a long way just to learn it, yes.
That's a beautiful language. That's a beautiful language. Okay. We have a question, but I don't think that we get the point. How?
I think this is the candidate who is asking this, honestly. How did you do Lazarski? How can we organize an online video call? If I'm right, and if you're a candidate, wait till the moment when you're recruited to our university, and then you will have your online classes if we still have online classes. If not, you will be welcomed on campus offline. But if you're a student, please contact, I think, the assistant of the program directors, and they will give you all the instructions how to reach this or that lecture. Sorry for intervening and answering this question, but I hope we got it.
Anyways, we have another one. Would you read it?
Obviously, how languages affect the way you think? Like, thinking in a different language changes your personality?
Oh, that's a cool question.
Yeah, that is.
Well, I'm not the expert just to if I think in some aspects for sure, yes, because if you are communicating in different languages with people from different cultures, you know them better, yes. It's a way how to go deeper in the relation between different people, and I think in this way, of course, it affects us somehow, yes. But how exactly? I think it depends from so many factors, yes, that we cannot say just like that, yes, right now.
But do you think in, I mean, when you think, do you think in Polish or in German?
It depends, yes, because I grew up in with those two languages, yes. So when I have to do some things connected with Germany or some situations connected when I was speaking in German, yes. So this time moments I think in German, yes. When it's connected with Poland, I speak in Polish, but sometimes I just think about different situations when I was speaking a lot in English. Yes, so it's easier for me to switch also in my mind. Yes, and to use English even if my English is not perfect. Yes, so it's depending on the situation. Yes, it's how my brain is working right now. Yes.
Okay, I have another question. What would be the first, when the borders are open all around the world, what would be the first country where you go?
Morocco.
Exactly, Morocco.
I use this opportunity right now, yes, because I was 4 weeks ago in Turkey, and I came last week from Georgia, yes. So it was Turkey after opening more or less the borders, and then Georgia. So I'm not planning the next trip, yes, right now. So I don't know yet, yes, what country it will be.
Thank you. The same person who was asking about this video call is saying thank you for your answer, but I'm a new candidate as a graduate in school. Now, which platform can we be in contact with you on? You can write an email to our recruitment team. This is recruitment@lazarski.edu.pl. They will happily help you. And we have also a question from Pratik.
Yes, and that's a very nice question. I was waiting till the moment when some student asked this. What was the last book you read and recommend?
Last book. Oh, yes. Now the students ask another very difficult. I don't know, because I'm reading so many things, yes. To be honest, I cannot remember a time when I started the book from the beginning and have ended, yes. So it's always picking a little bit from one book, from another, yes. Sometimes I'm reading 2 or 3 books at the same times, yes. So sorry for that, yes. I cannot recommend anything, yes, in this case, yes.
Well, actually, I have the same situation. I remember the last book that I have finished because we just have a lot of stuff to read at the same time. Now, another question from Nikita. Darina?
Question of the topic, but can you name yourself a person who was grown as a bilingual, and do you feel that your brain works more effectively and other profits of it?
Do I know other person who grew up bilingual? Yes, yes. My sister also grew up bilingual. Yes, but I think the effectiveness of our brains, yes, also are influenced by so many factors. Yes, it's not always the bilinguality. Yes, it's many other things.
By the way, how do you think it's better to learn when you're a little child? Is better to learn languages when you're grown up, or to start speaking in 2 or 3 different languages?
For sure, yes, because it's much easier. You are not thinking even about that you are learning a foreign language, yes, you are speaking. It's also proof, yes, because if you are growing up bilingual, it's more or less in our brains, yes. There are different structures in our memory when we have all those words, yes, and so on. And there's a different structure in our brains, yes, when we have in our memory the language that we know from our childhood, yes, and it's a different structure when we are starting to learn a foreign language when we are 5, 6, 7 or older, yes. So the bilinguality, it works more or less that you have in your brain more or less a combination of 2 languages, but recognizes, if I might say it like this, as a one language in our brains, yes. So I think it's much better, yes. And also there are some researchers that show learning foreign languages is the best medicine for Alzheimer. Yes, so if somebody would to prevent Alzheimer in the future, yes, learn foreign languages because it makes sense. Yes.
Yes, actually, this is a very interesting topic. There are a lot of researchers about this. So Nikita, go and read articles about that.
Well, we have actually 2 minutes
Yes,
left
I know.
only.
I know.
So those students who didn't ask questions, we are sorry. And those of you who didn't receive an answer to their questions, we are really, really sorry. But we still need to decide who's. I think we can read the
Yes,
thank
we
you
should.
from Anas, from Moroccan student, please.
Thank you so much, sir, for your fruitful talk and all the information you shared with us. Also, I'm glad to hear you had a great time and experience in my country, and I wish you all the best in what's coming.
Thank you very much. Yes.
Anas, thank you very much for always being with us. We really love you and appreciate you, and we know that no matter what, every 2 weeks you are with us. That's an amazing feeling that we with Darina have.
Yeah, thank
So-
you. You are the most loyal
Yeah, that's true.
support. So the best question, the one which you remembered or touched you the most.
So let's send our prize to Morocco. Yes, I think.
Anas, congratulations. Well, it's been an hour, as always. It feels like it's been like 10 minutes, but we need to finish. And we want to say a huge thank you for being with
It
us
was a great
today.
pleasure for me. Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you from Anas, goes to you, of course. Thank you very much for missing your workout and for being with us today.
We appreciate that.
Yes,
you
we
remember
do.
this.
So thank you very much, our wonderful guest. Thank you guys for being with us, for your marvelous questions. And unfortunately, we're not seeing you in 2 weeks, and we're not seeing you in 3 weeks, or not even in 4 weeks. We will see you next academic year, and believe us, it's gonna be interesting, thrilling, and exciting. So thank you for being with us, and we see you soon. Good luck with your exams. Bye bye.
Thank you very much. Bye bye.